What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
What up, killer man? Check out the gear you got on,
Hey,
dog.
you feel me?
Okay.
Hey, I feel like I look good in baby blue. You know what I mean? I feel like I look good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could tell I had a meal after that show, huh?
Man, I can tell. My boy cheerful. He came on a podcast cheerful today.
Hey, I got some energy, brother. Hey, that's all it's about.
Absolutely, man.
But of course, I think this is a well-awaited. People have been messaging me. I don't know if you got a few comments or a few messages like, man, I wonder what they're gonna say. I wonder what they're gonna say about presidential, man. So this is an episode, man. You know, we're gonna recap. We do this with most of the shows we do. We'll go in depth about a few things. Of course, Jamal will prompt a few questions or things that he will want to know from a spectator standpoint. I'll speak from an athlete standpoint. The roles has finally reversed, finally. Um, and then yeah, I'll talk about some of the intricacies of the show, and we'll talk about mindset. There's a big show coming up in about 6 weeks that we'll talk about mindset going into that show as well. So y'all stay tuned, hear what we got to say. But if you have not subscribed, hit that link, subscribe, comment, like. Jamal, start us off, brother.
Man, hey, you know what it is, man. Big show over the weekend on Sunday, August 10th. First and foremost, let's go ahead and shout out the winners per category. I don't know if you got pictures or not. Do you have pictures?
So I don't have pictures. I think it's going to be better when we clip it up to add the pictures in.
Okay.
So we'll just kind of talk a little bit slower and add the pictures in afterwards. So let's start off with bodybuilding. I know you have the names, so if I butcher any of the names, I think first place was Vic. I don't have his full name, but Vic was first place. Victor, first place. He looked absolutely phenomenal. The only bad side of me saying what people look like is I only have a memory from backstage. I don't know what they look like on stage because I was backstage preparing for the show. The second dude, I think, what is it, Rodney Addison?
Yeah, Rodney.
So I have seen him before on stage. He actually won Mr. America last year. Dude is a unit. He's a juggernaut. I think Vic had probably some of the gnarliest conditioning I have seen. Rodney definitely bought the mass. And then rounding off the top three was Marshall. And I think if you guys are not new to the podcast or new to bodybuilding, you know who Marshall is. Marshall had the complete package of, conditioning. He brings conditioning every show, and he has the muscle. So he rounded off the top three. I think Bobby even made an announcement before we started the show and said that Marshall actually competed in the very first presidential like 20 years ago. So to shout that out, Marshall is truly a natural bodybuilding legend. And I don't say legend lightly. Like, he's truly a legend in the sport to be able to compete at a show 20 years later and still place amongst a bunch of guys. That's amazing.
Longevity, man. And that's what natural bodybuilding is about, longevity. So
Absolutely.
When you see Marshall, that's natural bodybuilding and that's longevity.
Facts. So major shout out to all three of those guys. Especially since, like we said, the big dance is coming up soon. So I'm pretty sure we will see all three of those guys on that stage coming up. So classic, I know you know the names. I'm gonna let you introduce or talk about your category. Tell me what you've seen from a spectator standpoint, and then I could kind of tell you what I've seen backstage and passing with these guys.
Nah, classic. You got the current Yorton Cup champion, Damien. He took home first place. Congrats to him. Phenomenal package. Second place was Ray. If I'm not mistaken, Ray placed third at the Yorton. So you had your top three at the Yorton battling that presidential. So I know that was exciting to see right there, man. Ray looked phenomenal too. And then third place was Nate. I actually got a chance to stand with Nate last year on the presidential stage. Package is unbelievable also. So top three, No slouches. All of them brung a great package, man. So shout out to those guys. And from what I've seen, man, like I'm not gonna, live stream. Seeing it in person and seeing it on the live stream is two completely different things. But from what I've seen, like I said, each one of them brung a great package. And congrats to all three of them. Placing top three at presidential isn't
Yeah,
an easy task, and they pulled that off.
nah, for sure. And same thing like we said about bodybuilding. I'm pretty sure those guys will battle it out again. Of course, we're adding you into the mix. That's going to be a wonderful thing to see. But especially at the presidential, from what I've seen from these guys, Damien brought great shape. He brought really good conditioning. I think Ray is more so known for his conditioning. Like he
Right.
brings this super shredded conditioning that I noticed at the Yorton last year. And then what was the last guy's name? I met him in the hallway.
Nate.
Nate.
Yeah.
Super and he's a super nice guy. Like he just we spoke in passing, of course, during the urinalysis, and he was just super nice guy, like super bubbly. And I think all three of those guys, like I said, have a great package. So to see what they bring in 6 more weeks is going to be, amazing.
Absolutely.
And then to round off all the winners, we had men's physique. So we had third was Kevin Ames. He's a athlete from Team Nonstop. I actually think he's a new pro. I don't know if this was his pro debut, but he took first in B class and then ended up taking third in the show. Second place was myself. I took second in my class and then got second overall. And then Derek, your current Yorton Cup champion, he took the first slot. So the one thing is, major shout out to not only, us three and the winners, the top 3 winners, but also the Team Nonstop to take 2 of the 3 slots. That's ridiculous, especially at this show of this caliber. Because there were other very, I hope that I'm using the right word, formidable athletes in this lineup. Like we had, not to take away from the top 3, but we had people like Swoley in this who placed top 3 at the Yorton last year. We had people like Fred who won no gear earlier this year. So we had a lineup full of champions. Like they broadcasted today, it was 21 of us, right? Yorton Cup usually has anywhere between 38 to 40. So for us to get half of that in this show and, you prevail, that's a big, either a big step in the right direction of heading to the Yorton. Some people's mindset might be different going into the Yorton, and some people's might have shifted. But we'll get into that. But major shout out to all 3 of the guys, or the other 2 guys. Yeah.
All right, bro. Well, just take me through the lay of the land, man. How was production? How was, athletes backstage? How was, the normal stuff? How was the staff?
Gotcha.
Come on, bro. Let's
okay. So when I walked into the venue, dude, like Bobby did something different this year. Like there were 3 different places to take pictures. He had the spinning carousel ring that they had at the Yorton a couple years ago with a crazy background. Multiple backdrops, had this huge, probably 9 by 10 foot presidential backdrop as well for big group pictures. So he didn't miss anything into that avenue of having spots for people to take pictures, having multiple places. Backstage area is backstage area. I think that's the same every year. The one thing I always appreciate about Bobby and his staff is they're very prompt. Sometimes prompt can mean overbearing, and sometimes it's right on time, right?
Right.
Sometimes people will line you up too early where you don't get enough time to pump. But I think his guys did a good job of like making sure that we were in the right place at the right time. So that was always good. Bobby also always have like cases and coolers of energy drinks, water, Gatorade, to make sure that people aren't cramping backstage, to make sure people's hydrated. Or if you just need to pick me up before going on stage, you grab an energy drink. So
Had the candy
I think
back there. He didn't have the chocolate. Did the candy table the chocolate?
Yeah, hella Reese's backstage. Reese's, Oreos, They kept some of that stuff like backstage, like not actually in the pump up room, but backstage. Like when you got off stage, they gave you this big king size Reese's. So, I thought that was dope. You know, I think coming from an athlete standpoint, when you're talking about promotion and when you're speaking about things, it's like the simple things. Like even if someone don't eat Reese's, it's the fact that hey, you thought enough about me to try to give me something coming off of your stage because everybody's not leaving with a trophy, everybody's not leaving with a medal. But hey, you might leave with a Reese's. You know what I mean? Like who don't like Reese's? But so I thought that was dope. Of course the gear. So all pros got the cap, the shirt, and then it's a super thick hoodie. All of this stuff is like good quality. So when it comes to that, like check-ins, everything was super smooth. Polygraphs are super smooth. I really don't have any complaints from the standpoint of any of that. Um, I think we come on here every year and try to say like give a really good critique about presidential, but then we end up just picking it up because if there were mishaps, they didn't make it known to us, right? So I think that's a part of promotion. Like every show I think have mishaps, but as long as the athletes aren't aware of it, then you really don't have mishaps to us. Yeah, I think that's the main part when it came to having athletes and backstage energy. I do want to say this, and this is probably the most profound thing that stood out to me this week. And it was I never seen so many prayer circles at a show or a backstage. Like I think like I took it upon myself to actually have a team prayer with family, friends, and a couple other athletes before I even headed to the venue because I was just like, let me get everybody together before getting to the venue because then it's too much moving around. But then you have I think there was a prayer that Will Carter led backstage, a big prayer. Then while we're in line for men's physique, my class prayed together. And I was just like, there's a lot of prayer. Like God watching over all of us today. I thought that was dope, but the backstage area was I could really say it was energized. Like it wasn't dull. People were talking to each other. People who, like I said, kind of leading into the presidential is like there's a lot of people who know me or I know them through social media, but I never seen them in person. And it was a very welcoming energy. Like people taking pictures back there, talking. I think it's funny, like the whole thing with me and Derek. Like people thought we had like beef, I guess, because people make that up between us. So it was funny because we kind of pulled me and you. We were sitting across the room from each other, and then we finally looked up at each other and we saw each other. And we both gave each other a head nod, and then we both stood up at the same time, walked to each other, and was just like, "Hey, yo, let's go put on the show." Dapped up backstage, and we did exactly that, you know. And I think that's like the beauty of the sport. When it came to prejudging, when it came to time on stage, they worked the hell out of the bodybuilders. I can honestly say that. I think they were on there forever because like we were back there pumping up. We're like, dang, are they done yet?
Right.
I actually timed my 2 times. I think prejudging, we were on stage for 8 minutes. And then for finals, we were on stage for 11 minutes. So people can't say that they didn't get a look or they didn't have enough time on stage because technically I got almost 18 to 20 minutes of stage time this weekend.
Man, did you feel rusty stepping back on stage for the first time in over a year and a half?
Rusty, nah, bro. Like honestly, like I felt re-energized. Like I think when I first walked out, I was just like, all right, what's going on? Let's let the body do what it do. But then I think like this year I practiced posing so much leading up into the show that I didn't have to second guess anything. Like I literally just flowed. And I think it definitely showed in the finals of how comfortable I was with my posing.
All right. Well, so since we're going there, Just take me through that mindset of getting called second in your class, knowing you have to go back out in finals to battle for an overall. So just give me that mindset. I'm listening to you. So go ahead.
Gotcha. So I think the thing that people don't realize is it's always announced that it's a clean slate going into finals, no matter what happened in prejudging, no matter what the judges seen before. And I feel like if you walk into finals defeated, you'll be defeated already. So with me, I was just like, I'm gonna just come out with a whole different energy, even more than I did in the regular judge in the regular rounds, because I was like, I'm trying to flip this. Like, that's how confident I am in my own ability. Like, you can't say you're a champion or you have a champion mindset if you come out, you play second, and you're like, all right, well, I'm not going to place first. And they can tell that in your energy. So I came out like, yo, I'm gonna be seen. Like, y'all gonna see me again. Like, let's do this. So I think with me, I came out with a more energized energy. Even then before I did in prejudging, because like I said, there ain't no quitting me. Like, I'm a champion. I'm a former champion. I'm still a champion. I don't care. So I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna show you that you can't defeat me off of a placing. Like, especially if I have another say or if I have another go at it, I'm gonna come out with that energy.
Yeah, you said something very interesting. Finals is a clean slate, right? That's what they say. That's what it's supposed to be, right? Mm-hmm. And I might catch heat for saying this, but is it really a clean slate? Because, you know, it's human nature. This guy just beat this guy 15 minutes ago. So why would I let this guy beat this guy now if he just didn't do it 15 minutes ago? And like I said, that's just human nature. I know the judges for the OCB, they have integrity. They go through training and everything. But us as humans and competitors, sometimes you wonder, like, is it really a clean slate?
Yeah, and I think if you that's fair to think, right? Like, I went into it with the mindset of, hey, I'm fighting an uphill battle. You know what I mean? Like, and that's fine for me. Like, if that's what I need to get through the round, like, hey, I'm fighting an uphill battle. He just beat me in the open. So what can I do, or what can I pose harder? Can I hit my poses better? And it's funny because we just had this conversation last week about how I told you, like, if I make it to the finals, my body just does something. Because you got to think about it, from prejudging to finals, we technically had close to about an hour, or not an hour, maybe about 30 to 40 minutes for our bodies to change. Right. Because we had all the individuals, we had all the things to all the individuals. Then they had the award. I think they awarded bodybuilding. They did the overall for bodybuilding. Then they awarded classic, and then did the classic overall. So then we probably had 35 to 40 minutes. So your body can change in 35 to 40 minutes. But then they gave us our awards, and then we went straight into the overall. Yeah. So that's fresh in their mind, but our bodies can change. And absolutely, like I said, I watched film and my body changed from prejudging to finals. And also I had to make some cosmetic changes. Like, I had to use more glaze and change the glaze that we used. So I looked different. Like, so that's why, I mean, all of those variables, I knew that since I look different, I went out there differently. Like, I went out there with a different attitude. Like, some people probably were just happy to be in the finals. Like, my job in my head was, hey, we're going to do what we can to try to flip this. And that's about it.
No, absolutely. And just for the flips do happen, because like you said, some person can come back at finals. The person that just won that class, they can come back in finals and be soft as hell, because they just don't have that stage conditioning. You know what I'm saying? So flips do happen. It's just one of them things where you always think, like, damn, like, what's my mindset? I just got second in my class or third in my class. Now I got to go to finals and battle, you know. And the biggest thing I can say to that is, man, stay confident, be confident in yourself, and just give everything you got. Because, like you said, your body may get harder, that person's body may get softer, and you didn't jump 3 places now. Like, you're in first place now. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Don't ever let your class placing discourage you when you hit the finals.
Not facts. And like I said, I think we all like I said, everybody looked great. So it was one of those things. Like if you made it to the overall, like everybody fit the mold, everybody fit the part. So like I said, to do that, it would have had to, like, my body would have had to do, you know, something substantial for me to do it. And apparently I didn't do that, you know. So then even with that, I think like some people think like if I got second in my class, they're gonna just pick the 1-1-1 and they'll go out there defeated as well. Like, no, like I could have went out there defeated, like, oh, they're gonna take A class first place in B class, first place in C class, and just call them winners. But no, I still got to go out here and try to win that. You know what I mean? Like I got to beat one of them. Absolutely. So I think that's where you're saying, like, wherever you place in your class, when you make it to the overall, you still have to show up. Like your mindset still has to be to compete. So as simple as that.
Well, let me ask you this, because obviously we did talk after the show, and I know your thoughts and feels. You was cheerful, you was grateful for the opportunity to be able to step on stage or whatever. But I know, because it happens after every show, how many judges did you have in your inbox? trying to critique you.
Certified ones or non-certified ones? Which one are we talking about?
Non-certified.
Oh.
So how do you, because it literally happens, right? So how do you handle that noise when people, oh man, yeah, oh, you was off, or oh man, you should have won? Like, how do you handle that?
I think honestly, like, I could go back and check every message that I sent to people, and the people who messaged me, of course, you already gave me your opinion before you even asked it. I want it, right? So I opened the message to, you know, you already telling me what you think, and some of them was just like, hey man, I thought you looked great. Some of them was like, you know, I like your look, this, that, and third. But the one thing that I try and I don't do is I don't feed into it with negativity. You know what I mean? Like, always be like, yo, he looked great. Like, the winner, you know, he deserved it. Things of that nature. Just because it kind of it railroads people from continuing to talk about that person, right? But then also I shifted to myself, like, hey, look, I can be better, or I will do better next time, or there's some things I can change, or like I said, I shifted to myself.
Accountability, for sure.
Yeah, take accountability off rip. Like, hey, look, I'll be better. Like, I'll do something different. I'll come in tighter. Whatever the reason for me thinking my placing was there, right? Because I think it's one of those things where you never know with certain people. Like, they may come tell you one thing, then go tell that person one thing, and then be like, well, this person said this. I'm not with that. So I don't like, that's also why one of those things where you always see people like post a picture of them side by side with somebody on stage with the other person look unfavorable. And I'm like, I'm not even with that, because then you're welcoming negativity for people to come and be like, oh nah, man, you should have won this shot. Like, what were they like? I'm not even going to welcome that. You know what I mean? So like most of the time when I post pictures, it's like post-show pictures of us posing with trophies, or something like us backstage. You know what I mean? Where it doesn't matter. So that's just where I'm at with it. Because like I said, at this point, like, I have respect for everybody I competed with. You know what I mean? So for me to open the door for people to say something negative, like, I could take criticism all day. You could critique me, talk about me, like, oh man, like you have an opinion, you can use your opinion. But what we're not going to do is just sit here and be like tearing them down or tearing somebody down just because you know me.
So that's like, I don't need you to tear me down. Well, I don't need you to tear that person down to try to lift me up. I got big shoulders. I'm good. Like, we're good.
Like, I was smiling. I was happy. I was like, shoot, like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. Like, that's the thing I don't get though. Everybody call it the people that text you, how you feeling? What you mean how I'm feeling? I'm good. Like,
Right.
you act like I lost my dog or something. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's cool.
Absolutely. So with that, man, I don't know how far it is out. 6 weeks, 7 weeks, whatever it be. Late September, Charlotte, North Carolina, Yorton Cup, man. So what's your mindset moving forward? You know, you coming off, I'm not even going to say a defeat because at the end of the day, you placed top 3. So what's your mindset moving forward, getting ready for the Yorton Cup?
I got 2 things. 2 things, and I keep it simple. No loss, only a lesson. Because
Right.
I took a lot from this. Like, I learned a lot from this. You know what I mean? From the data with my coach, I learned stage presence. Like, I thought it was weird when people be like, "Oh yeah, you show people you're still one of them," and I'm like, I never, like, respectfully, confidently, in my abilities, like, I never thought I fell out of it. You know, I took a year off to improve. Like, so coming back, I would think that I still would be amongst the midst. You know, and then secondly, I think 4 words: I can be better. That simple. It's
Okay.
4.
Okay. I have to make sure. Nah, man, that's awesome. Like I said, it was a joy just to see you step back on stage, man, because I know it was, a long wait for you or whatnot. So I was just happy to see you step on stage and be happy, man, in that little space in your bubble. So hell yeah, dude.
But what we're not about to do is zoom past that question. What
What's
is
up?
your mindset for 6 weeks?
Man, head down working, bro. The last the last 2.5, 3 years, bro, I've took shots left and right. Like literally, I told somebody this just I have no more cheeks to turn, bro. Like I don't have no more cheeks to turn. I'm just blocking out the noise, If you ride with me, you ride with me. If you don't, you don't. Just stay on that side. But most importantly, head down. Yours is the focus, and I'm locked in. That's That's all I can say, bro. Hey, people change like the seasons, dog. So just remember that.
Facts. Okay. Okay. Well, we started a segment. I do not want that segment to end. So let's go something real quick.
What you got?
Real quick. In honor of the Yorton being coming up, and seasons most likely will be shut down for some people and or not. Some people may continue on to do some other big shows. We're gonna go top 5 cheat meals or post-show treats.
Oh man, my number one is cookies. I don't give a hell what else. I don't care about nothing else after the show. If I got cookies, I'm good, bro.
Sheesh, you took mine. All right. Well, I'll take wings because I know you're going to say that next.
You mother. Okay, a Cinnabon, bro.
Okay.
Cinnabon. That's my
I'm
second.
I'm gonna take some good fries. Like wherever restaurant got good fries, I need that. Like good fries.
Okay. Okay. I can do a good burger, bro. Like I don't want no trash burger. Like I want a good high quality burger.
Okay. Okay. Oh man, I'm a sweet guy, but you took cookies from me, so I can't say cookies. Um, 1 year, it was the 2023 Yorton. I asked my mom to make me some banana pudding after the Yorton. It was fire.
Okay. Okay. My fourth one, bro. I'm gonna have to go with them Texas Roadhouse rolls, dog. I don't care. Hey, I go to Texas Roadhouse and sit down and eat 2 baskets of rolls before I even order anything.
That's fair. That's fair. If I don't go out that night, I am thinking that I am going to go get the most sweetest pancake combo I can get from wherever I can go. So some flavored pancakes the following morning.
Okay. Okay. My last one. My last one, I keep it simple, bro. I love Reese cups too, so I definitely have to grab me a couple Reese's for sure.
Hey, and a post-show treat, a post-show and a post-show, because we celebrate. I need that shot of whiskey, brother.
Ooh, hey, what you want? I got you.
I need that shot of whiskey.
Nah,
But
facts.
man, nah, this was good. So you guys kind of got our insight on, the presidential kind of mindset going into these net shows. Like we said, we always thank you guys for following, even when you guys come and speak to us at shows. Like major shout out to Trey. We're gonna start trying to shout some of you guys out. Like Trey came up to me, was like, yo, y'all really doing y'all thing. I watch every single last one of y'all episodes, and I don't think y'all realize how much that means for us, because sometimes we just feel like we up here talking. But for you guys to say, hey, we're really getting nuggets from you guys, we're really getting gems from you guys. We really appreciate that. So we're gonna keep this going as long as we can.
Oh,
but
one more thing. Hold on,
go
because you about to sign off. We do cardio talk. That's our new thing. So any amateur or any new pro that want to hop on with us and talk, be mindful. It's in the morning now, early in the morning, around 5, 6 o'clock. So if you're not an early bird, then don't hit us up asking to come on. But this is our time that we were trying to give back to you guys that actually watch us. So y'all can hop on the show and just chit chat with us for about 20, 30 minutes.
Facts. I don't know who doing cardio that whole time, but hey, if y'all want to hop on, and like we said, the thing is, if you're coming on here to just bring something to the conversation, like maybe we could even learn more about you, learn more about your journey.
Right.
We have had people hit us up, but usually the topics that people want us to discuss, we really don't have time to do an interview style format. So cardio talk can be kind of interview style and kind of just barbershop talk back and forth, just getting to know you, and possibly getting you out there. You never know. Like, we may be interviewing the next up. Who knows? So, before we forget, make sure that if you guys need any shorts, competition wear, cover-ups, robes, flip-flops, go ahead, click the link, go to chulawear.com, and grab you some gear. Use that code eShell10 or Carolina Muscle. Like, comment, subscribe to this podcast. Follow the Instagram. But until next time, peace.